Welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about the Focus ST Must Do Mods 2026 edition. Now the reason behind this video is because it's going to basically show you what you must do right away for your Focus ST. I look at it as these are the mods that you want to do right away as soon as possible versus what mods you actually want to have. So like, having a big turbo, or you want to have, these wheels or your coilovers, or, any kind of aesthetic, like look, anything for looks or whatever. So this is going to be more important than any of the aesthetic stuff. So that's why I say these are the must-do mods. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. 80% of our viewers are not subscribed yet. It's free. If you're also interested in a upgraded purge line, I still make purge lines. And if you want to save some money by going to CV Fab, use my code BB5 at checkout. Go through them directly to get your intercoolers and your downpipes for your Focus ST or any of your EcoBoosts. So for number one on the list, it's going to be one of the most important things that you can do for any boosted vehicle is the intercooler upgrade. I highly recommend the CV Fab just because it's made in the United States. It's high quality, built in-house. It's going to be the best overall. These are the dimensions. So it's a 26 by 8 by 4.5 inches. It's got a nice drain plug for any condensation buildup, or just if like anything got inside there and you wanted to drain the intercooler easily, you could do that. Use my code BB5 at cvfab.com. And this weighs 25 pounds. So I've actually did a comparison video with the CV Fab intercooler versus the CPE intercooler. And I like the CV Fab intercooler better because it doesn't put all that weight on the tabs that rest on the radiator. Those tabs are actually, they can break if you have the CPE 5.5 inch. And so that's a problem. I have the coil rad radiator, and those started bending. Now I've also heard that the OEM ones can actually break as well since they are plastic. So the CV Fab one weighs 10 pounds less than those 5.5 inch intercoolers. And it can handle up to 700 wheel horsepower. These intercoolers are the most efficient for the size because they are built in-house. That just makes it more efficient overall for the intercooler size. Number two on the list is going to be upgrading to a drop-in filter. One of the cheapest mods you can really do. Really beneficial for your car. I recommend the AEM or AFE dry filters. I do not recommend oiled filters because when you go to re-oil them, it's a mess, and you could over-oil them and actually get excess oil into the intake tract and build up on your map sensors and just cause issues down the road. So it's just way easier to maintain a dry filter. They actually last a lifetime. They filter a little bit better, and so you just have to use Dawn dish liquid and some warm water every 50,000 miles or whenever you want to. Better than OEM for sure. You're going to have more turbo sound using these filters, and it's going to be really beneficial for better efficiency, more airflow going to the turbo. And in most cases, if you don't have a blow-off valve upgrade, you can actually just upgrade your filter and you can hear the whooshing sounds from your turbo through the intake because it is a bypass valve. Number three on the list is going to be the Symposer Delete. So I recommend the Mountain Tune or Damon one. Now, from what I know, the Mountain Tune one has been out of stock. So I'd recommend the Damon or even the CPE ones because those have the thicker O-ring gasket, even though the Mountain Tune one would be the best option because it reuses the OEM style gasket. The reason why you want to do this is because it sources your boost and your vacuum through the intake manifold. There's no restrictions. It's directly sourced to it. So all you have to do is just reroute it, and then you eliminate the valve cover solenoid. It's not a boost controller. It's a solenoid that controls vacuum. That's all it is. It's connected to your vacuum pump to draw vacuum there. And then it's also got the top section. And then it's got the side one. You cap that side one and then the top one, I just let it vent the atmosphere. And I leave the bottom connection to the vacuum pump and left it plugged in. I'm sure you can actually have that valve cover solenoid deactivated by a tuner, but I'm not 100% on that. But this is the main reason. Really, you just want to have a better responsive blow-off valve or bypass valve on your setup. This helps, basically foolproof the setup, because it's not being controlled by a solenoid that could fail and then cause further issues. Number 4 on the list is going to be a downpipe upgrade. Now, whether it's a catless or high flow catted, doesn't matter. Either way, I recommend the CV Fab ones. They have a high flow catted one and they have the catless. They are going to be the cheapest on the market as far as I know. Definitely the highest quality for the stock located version. So what that means is you can mount it to your stock turbo and any ATP stock located turbo, big turbo setups. These are going to provide less back pressure, which means less heat on the cylinder head. When you do that, you actually increase the longevity of your cylinder head by 30 to 50% from cracking. So this is like one of the most important things other than the intercooler. Those are going to be your top 2 mods for bolt-ons, is the intercooler and the downpipe, in terms of the heat control. And the less heat there is on this engine, the better and longer it's going to live. So the intercooler and the downpipe are definitely your top 2. Now, that being said, you're going to have a lot of exhaust note because you're eliminating your cat, so that basically muffles your exhaust sound. So you're releasing all that exhaust gas faster. The turbo wants to release all that quicker, and that's how it makes more horsepower, because you're eliminating the back pressure. You do not want back pressure on any vehicle. And so that unlocks horsepower when you get rid of the back pressure. You spool better, but you also gain horsepower. You can make more boost more efficiently. Now, that being said, the KO3, I would not go past 23 pounds of boost, no matter what. So just keep that in mind. But you're going to have all these benefits for the downpipe upgrade. Like I said, go to cvfab.com for your intercooler and your downpipes. The reason why I like the downpipe from CV Fab, a really nice design. What really separates it from the others is the fact that it's got a very nice flex section that's got like a different design on it, and it's just more robust in my opinion versus just a regular wired mesh that these other downpipes have. Now, number 5 on the list, the Cobb V3 could be on here, and I'm going to leave it like this. But that being said, it's really not a must-do mod, but it does optimize your car for any of these bolt-ons, especially for the downpipe upgrade going catless. And also, by the way, recommend a J defouler if you are catless. Middle insert for the stock turbo and big turbos. That being said, I would honestly even put a rear motor mount on number 5 in place of the Cobb V3. And I really thought about that. I'm like, man, the rear motor mount is probably one of the most crucial mods you can do. Now, that being said, let's just talk about the Cobb V3. I would recommend getting a flash tune by Stratified. They're going to be the best overall. I've had them since 2015. Alex is great. He's got other tuners that tune for him. But getting a flash tune through him is going to be about $85 to $100 depending on what options you want. I recommend getting the idle adjustment option. So that way there you set your idle up from 850 to 1100 RPMs. When you do a cold start, it idles up. So have it go to 1500, and then when it idles down, it's going to idle down to 1100. So your high set point is going to be a 1500 on cold start, and it's going to come down to 1100. If you do that, you're going to get rid of the misfires from the cold starts. You normally get 20 or 30 misfires. Now, that's just a thing on the Focus ST. It doesn't matter what spark plugs you have. But anyways, so if you adjust your idle to what I mentioned, it's actually going to fix a lot of those misfires because you're raising up your RPMs, and it's going to allow it to burn that unburned fuel, because the EPA has these manufacturers having the RPMs set lower to burn less fuel and basically allow for less carbon emissions. So that's why they have these RPMs set so low. But the problem is they misfire so much because of the unburned fuel, and it just misfires. So setting it to what I mentioned, basically you'll have under 10 or under even 5 misfires for a count. It's insane. And it just really helps overall. Built motor, stock motor, doesn't matter what setup you have. But either way, so you're going to go the Cobb, you're going to go stratified. It's going to be the best. It's going to be way better than OTS maps. And so you're increasing your horsepower. You're going to gain probably 30 wheel horsepower. You can make on stock turbo easily with stage 3 bolt-ons, or even these bolt-ons here, 260, 270 horsepower, around 330 torque, 320. And then, yeah, you just get your full potential out of the bolt-ons. You adjust your idle. Like, here is the pricing currently. So just keep that in mind. These could go up. Luckily, the CV Fab stuff hasn't yet. This is out the door with my code 475 at cvfab.com. So use code BB5 directly through them. And then, number 2, so your drop-in filter is going to be $60 to $80. And the Symposer deletes are $30 to $45. Your downpipes are $200 for the catless, $425 roughly, with the code on the CV Fab for the catted one. And then you got your Cobb. That's going to be $650 plus the tunes, $95. The $95 is the flash tune from Stratified, including the $10 fee add-on for the adjusted RPMs. Now, that all being said, if you're going to make number 5 your rear motor mount, I highly recommend the stage 2 CPE rear motor mount. Now, I've heard that there's been people that have had them fail, whatever. I'm sure they have. Depends on how you drive your car. You can't be going out drag racing these cars like a maniac. That being said, highly recommend number 5 being either the Cobb or the rear motor mount upgrade. I recommend AWR if you want to just go with a normal stage 1 style setup and keep the OEM dog bone, or get the stage 2 CPE rear motor mount, and that upgrades the whole thing, and it's going to be the best option overall for that. And that's roughly about $300 nowadays. So very nice, high quality, made of EPDM rubber, so it has minimal vibrations and has the maximum benefits for engine movement, and so it prevents your engine from hitting the firewall, this is what the Focus STs used to do when they first came out. It was like literally a TSB. The turbo would hit the firewall because of how much engine movement there was. So they upgraded them to the Focus electric rear motor mount, believe it or not. So, and but anyways, hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. We're going to have more to come. And, stay tuned for the 2.4 built engine series as well. So we're going to be doing that for the spring of 2026. And make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.